I think it's
from when you start ballot, you have ballot, right?
yes.
So when the balloting, when did it start?
It's the balloting is like around 6 months ago. But I told you the preparation it should be for when she was like young, like when.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You mean like when we haven't divorced, we already talked about what school she have to go to primary school to decide where we're going to stay, right? Because I still remember one story that I used to stay at Marine Parade, okay? And that location is next to gifted school.
Oh,
like gifted primary school child something. And I still remember the parent who are both one doctor and one lawyer come and just rent the HDB flat.
Just so that their address can be.
Yes, and I was like, why do you guys move here? Like you guys have house in Bukit Timah. Bukit Timah is basically the place of all rich people, by the way. So
Bukit Timah only near to the horse riding school.
Yes, and they go there. It's like downgrade. You get what I mean? Like I basically don't get me wrong. I'm not look down on people, but I'm just knowing they have a ton of money to live there, right? And the mom, when they do the viewing, I still pregnant Eva, and her kid is 3 years old something, and she told me one thing. She said, "Oh, because for 5 years the address need to be near to the school, then they can go there." I said, 5 years. You freaking bring the kid here when 2 years old to just stay here for 5 years? Seriously?
Just so they can go to a gifted school.
And yes, it is how serious Singapore is.
Singaporeans are very serious about choosing schools for their kids. Nowadays. Last time my mom is like, you just go to the one nearest to the house.
Yes.
And my one was a neighborhood school.
Yeah, and I didn't know that kind of stress until I really stay. And for the last of Eva in kindergarten, she in basically what is that called, kindergarten?
Kindergarten, yes.
Yeah, she in kindergarten from 2.5 years old to now. So she basically there 4 years. For the last 4 years, we've been talking about that. What's the plan if she cannot go to that school and so on. So in front of my house is also one school, which is not. I mean, I doesn't care, right? For me, it's like primary school. But then I think maybe I get affected a lot. Infected a lot when I go out.
Infection.
I go out and a lot of Singaporean mom tell me like you should not be relaxed like that. Your child should go a good school. Good school very important because from good school then she can go to secondary school better.
That's the whole point of going to a good secondary school because it's like affiliation.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, but it's just study. Singapore education is best already. Like, why do you guys so worried? And then after I done the research, I figured out it's have 158 something school in whole Singapore.
Primary schools?
Primary school, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. 158 or 185, some kind of number that's too behind. I forget. And for you and your children to be in top 20, that's mean like the chance of her life here is different. And when I read that, I'm like, this is so ridiculous, you know? This is so ridiculous. And then
it's called first world problems.
Yeah, and then
people don't even have education. We are here thinking about like, we need to be like top tier education.
Yeah, and then okay, her dad. Luckily, her dad and her auntie is in the school that.
So there's an affiliation.
Yes, top 10 of Singapore. So she just lucky.
Wait, what school is that?
Temasek.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That explains.
Yeah. So that's so when I go there, because her whole class of her kindergarten. None of the kids go there except one girl, which is her name. Okay, it's like, and then I tell her like, say, why only you and your friend go? I say, don't know. And then I meet the mom of that girl in the day that I bring Eva, and I ask, how do you go? How do your kid here? Because you say you need to ballot and everything, right? And then she say she need to volunteer for the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's either staying
for her kid to finally get in the school, and I'm insane.
Or they have family members, direct family members.
Yes.
So. Okay.
And that just freak me out. Like,
yes, that is what Singaporeans do. Singaporean parents do.
And you know, the privilege, okay, I'm not going to name what the person is. Privilege is because her husband make a lot of good income. So she have time to do volunteer. Can you imagine if both parents were working? It's impossible. So I think more.
So the only way is to shift closer to the house.
Yes, but even you shift close, you cannot get.
No, it's just a plus one only.
Yeah, if you don't have parent already study there. So Eva just lucky that her dad study there, her auntie study there, and they study there when the school not that famous. Okay, so she's just the lucky one. So she's just a lucky. I will say that she's a lucky one. Okay, because after I do all the research and I can see the teacher face, all her teacher, because people in Singapore, I don't know why they're so excited and ask about that. What school your children go? What school your children go? It kind of some kind of trending or something. I don't know. I say domestic, and then everybody, wow, how can you get it? So difficult to go that school, you know.
I said primary.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I said, what's so difficult? I don't know.
You know, as you are not local, you
Yeah.
don't understand the difficulties of trying to get your child into a system.
Oh, oh,
right.
okay.
You get what I mean, right?
But as long as you're Singaporean, you will have some kind of school, right? The end of the day, or no?
Definitely, you will get into a school.
Okay.
It's just okay. The reason why, like you say, is because when you come from, let's say Temasek Primary School in this case, it is then easier for the child to go to the secondary school that is affiliated, in which case it's called one of those more prestigious schools.
Oh, really?
So for example, I am odd case.
Okay.
I came from a neighborhood primary school.
Okay.
But because of my grades alone, I went to St. Nicholas Girls.
Yeah.
St. Nicholas Girls is considered one of the top few schools in Singapore, right? But I got in through my grades alone, which means but for St. Nicholas is a secondary school I went in. They also have a St. Nicholas Primary Girls.
Oh.
Primary for the primary school, right? If you are St. Nicholas Primary Girl, that time I don't know what is it like now. You can get into the secondary school with a lower grade.
Oh,
you get what I mean?
I see.
It's like because you're in that primary school, you get like a discount. Yeah, these are the girls. Okay, because the primary school and the secondary school is connected by a bridge.
Yeah.
They call these girls. I came from over the bridge. That means they cross from primary school to secondary school, and usually their parents are not neighborhood parents. They are the higher middle income or higher.
I see.